friends, let them know. Oh, good. Somebody's recording. I don't know who just took care of that, but thank you for doing that. Y'all go grab your people because we are getting started right now. And I'm a little like hazy there. Sorry about that. I have been tasked and sort of volunteered because that's also what I do. Y'all get up in here and chat in the chatty chat on the side too. But I have been tasked to hop in here and unpack the new sales platform and any changes to enrollment process and all of the things, which I feel like it's not that big of a deal. Listen, I feel like I've been saying this for months since I first started training on this with my team and just in some public stuff for Young Living. And I have just said, guys, it's really the same as it is now. It really is. At the heart of it, what we are doing, what we are accomplishing is the same thing we've been accomplishing for years. It just got easier. Okay. Now in the process, there's like a little bit of terminology that like flip-flopped here and there. And there's a few things that we're calling something different or utilizing in a different way. And you guys are all in the new platform now. So before, I feel like I was talking about this thing that I had seen and that a few of us had seen. And I was like, just trust me, it's going to be great. And really, now that you're in it, I hope you see how much easier it is, maybe even than we thought it would be for you, if we're honest. And I think some of that is because the Diamonds with Young Living, like we've been in the system and breaking it for a while, and we broke it a lot. It's a little broke in some places as the millions of y'all have gotten flooded into it that we're figuring out. But on the whole, it's unbelievable. I did a post in my group, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, and just said, like, have you checked it out yet? Go do that now. Come back and tell me what you think. And it's just like 100 or so comments of people who were like, holy cow, this is a lot easier to shop. And that's the bottom line of it, is we want it to be easy for people to shop. We want people to be able to access Young Living products, get oils and supplements and Thieves products and Ningxia Red into every household. But that's what we want. And so the point of the website was to make that easier. And so it's done that by becoming a shopping platform instead of becoming this awkward enrollment path where you're having to like, talk to people about their health needs and then figure out how to pigeonhole that into a starter kit to get them into the system so that you could get them the products that maybe they initially were kind of after in that particular conversation. Now we've taken all of that weirdness away, and you can bring people into Young Living with anything, with any product. So you can bring people in, just to like outline how that works. For one, all of you already have access to the system. And when you hop into youngliving.com, you can go straight there, just pick the US market to be able to shop in the US market. And when you go to youngliving.com, you're going to be able to log yourself into your account, and you're going to be within that shopping platform. One note for you to know is that everyone with a customer designation is going to shop through that shopping platform. Actually, we all are, but customers are only going to have that shopping platform. Brand partners, that's what the vast majority, if not all of us are. Sorry, I'm cooking eggs behind me, so it's now beeping in my Instant Pot horribly. Brand partners, we have both this shopping platform where we do our shopping, and we also still have the virtual office. So one thing that you need to know terminology wise is just to think, we have a virtual office, our customers do not. They have just the account details that are in that website. So just remember that. So they're going to be able to go to youngliving.com and shop. But if you want them to shop with you, they need to have your member number. There is a place at checkout for them to put in a referral ID. I don't recommend you only give them that option. I recommend that you give them your share link. You can find that in your YL Insights app. You can find that in there, or you can find it in your own shopping platform. When you go up to the menu at the top and click on account details, you'll see a whole sidebar menu of options, and one of them is Share YL. It is a link that's this long, as opposed to our old links, which were not just this long, but wrapped around the next line, and then kind of had a little tail on the third line because they were ridiculous. And the new links are 100% easier for you guys to use. So my recommendation is to give someone that link and reiterate that your referral ID is whatever it is, so that they have both pieces of information when they go to enroll. And I will tell you right now, new system, new maneuverability and all of that. My recommendation, it always is, but especially right now, is just if you're having a conversation with somebody about them enrolling, encourage them to come back to you when they've done it, just so you can make sure they show up correctly. It is totally possible for people to set up an account and not make a purchase. So they can be set up under you, but not have bought anything yet. And so you want to make sure, if you see 0 PV, was that on purpose? That's a good check and balance. But they can purchase one of two ways, super easy. They can come in, place a 100 PV order, unlock their discount for a year. Or they can come in and put something on subscribe to save. And when they do that, they're also going to unlock their discount as long as they have an active subscription. Meaning, if somebody comes in and they put Thieves Cleaner on subscribe to save, and then they're like, but I don't want that again, and they delete that off subscribe to save, they don't have an active subscription at that point, right? Because that was all they had on there. They had ordered it, but then they deleted that subscription. Without an active subscription, they don't have access to that 24% discount if they got it through the subscription method. Okay, now if they have done a 100 PV order, that will, and whether that is on shop or in subscription, that will unlock it for a full year. Okay, y'all track with me on that. The third option for them to shop is just to shop and to pay retail prices. Now, the good thing is the discount will automatically happen if they hit 100 PV. They don't need a code for that. But if they, Nicole, we know that not all the starter kits are showing up right now. There is a starter bundle link. They're not called kits anymore. They're called bundles. I did find that that was actually a little bit trickier as I was looking for that to help somebody today with one. So here's what we need to understand. There are two layers now to what we have traditionally thought of as membership. There is a layer of being a customer. And quite frankly, we are all customers. Okay. You and I are all customers. We just have added the layer of brand partner on top of that. And so we are a brand partner, but we are still shopping as a customer. In other words, this is why I want you guys, this is like unmeld your brain for a second and process through this with me. So everybody comes through the door as a customer, which means any new person you see in your virtual office is going to come in as a customer. You don't know what their discount level is. We don't have anything anymore that is wholesale customer, retail customer. We don't have any designation for that. You actually don't know what percentage they are ordering at. I don't know if we're going to get visibility on that or not. If you see that they've placed a 100 PV order, and you can always see that in that little order history, you're going to know that they've got the discount, but they may not. That, to clarify, that 100 PV does have to be in one order, not a monthly total. But everybody is a customer with some level of discount. Here's a funny thing. It's totally possible for somebody to come in. They could just grab 79 PV of product and grab the business essentials kit and upgrade their account to be a brand partner but not have unlocked the full discount. Kind of weird, unlikely to happen, but it is entirely possible. So do be aware of that. So that's where I say everybody's a customer shopping at some discount level. And then many of us have opted, or we're grandfathered in to be a brand partner, kind of activating that second level. There's no additional discounts and things there, but we can have a downline and we can grow our businesses and earn a paycheck and all of that. I do want to clarify probably the number one question that I've gotten literally nonstop, to the point that I have a note in my phone saved and I just am like copy pasting my response at this point, is there was some verbiage that got sent out that said customers, if somebody was a brand partner and they downgrade their account. So they have been a wholesale member currently in our system. Maybe they had a downline, but maybe they just never really ordered enough to ever make a check on it. Or, you know, they enrolled somebody, but it was a while ago and they just haven't done anything as a business builder. And so for whatever reason, they just reclassified as a customer, even though they had a little bit of a downline. Okay. This is an unusual scenario, but it's possible. If they reclassified as a customer, but they do have some existing downline, there was some verbiage that went out that said they forfeit their downline. And I want to clarify that for you guys. Customers cannot have downlines. Customers cannot get paid. Customers cannot be business builders unless they opt to become one. Customers don't have downlines, period. They don't have a virtual office. They don't have the ability to see if there's anyone under them. Customers cannot have downlines. But what I want you to understand is that that is an FTC rule. According to the FTC, you have customers and you have people building a business. Those are two completely different categories of people with different abilities. Brand partners can earn an income. Customers cannot. Now, here's what I want you to understand. If you have someone who let's say declassified from what we would have said was a business builder with a wholesale membership, and now they're a customer, but they do have people under there, those people are still there. Okay. Those people are still under them. If you have a customer who uses their own share link and they refer a customer in, they cannot make money on that person, but that person will tuck under them. It will build them, for all intents and purposes, they will build them a downline, okay? But remember, customers don't have a virtual office. They don't have a downline because they cannot get paid on it. So the way that I've explained this to people is it's just kind of like there's this ghost downline. Now, me as their upline brand partner, I can totally see that it's there. I have visibility that there's people beneath them that are there, that are generating volume that counts for me and counts for the people in between us who are brand partners, but that customer cannot earn income on them unless they are a brand partner, and cannot see them unless they are a brand partner. And so that is what the verbiage means by they forfeit their downline. Now, if they repop back up to brand partner, they'll suddenly have visibility on everyone there, and that will be there. If as a customer, they don't order for 12 months and they go inactive, it's the same as it is now. If they reactivate, they don't get to insert back in where they were before. Okay. They will have to stay active to ever be able to take advantage of that downline. Does that make sense? I want to make sure y'all, is everybody a thumbs up on that? It's a weird nuance, but it's one that I think is worth mentally doing a little gymnastics to process through. Let me go through questions here. Sophia asked, does the subscription have to be monthly to unlock the 24% for customers? No, but the subscription has to be active. So if they have something set up for every 3 months, as long as they still have something scheduled in the future in their subscription cart, that is an active subscription cart, and their discount will allow them to place a shop order or to do whatever else at the discount level. Great question. Catherine said, do customers get a share link as well? Yes, they do. And in fact, let me give you a trick on this. I recommend that you help your customers know where their share link is. I think that's a great thing to do. If you have someone who's interested in being a brand partner, let them know where the share link is. That's a great thing for them to do, and keep your eyes on them. And here's what I would tell you. If they decide that they begin sharing and actively bringing people in, then you might want to go, hey friends, you got some people under you. Let's get you activated as a brand partner before the month is over so you can make some money on them. But if there's nobody under them, there's not really any reason for them to upgrade unless they're just, gang out, let's do it, ready to go. And so you can wait until you see that there's a downline. Just make sure you catch it before the end of the month. Just like everything currently, the behavior in a current calendar month is what determines if they can get paid on people in that calendar month. Yes, if they upgrade to brand partner and there is an existing downline beneath them, they are once again eligible to get paid on them. Just remember, customers have no downline. Again, it doesn't mean they're not there, but they cannot have a downline. They can't have a business. They can't get paid on anything. So that's where that terminology sort of comes from there. Leslie Culver said, where's the share link? I see Link Builder. Is that the same thing? No, you're actually in the virtual office right now, which is where you're seeing Link Builder. If you pop over to the shop site, so from there you could hit shop, which will pop you into the platform, or you just go directly to youngliving.com so that you're in that shopping platform. At the top of that screen, you'll see a menu, scroll down to account details, and that's where you'll find your share link in that side menu. So that's where that is. Shorter link, just think it's the prettier site, the link is going to be prettier. Okay, so go get your pretty link at the pretty site. That's where you're going to want to do that. Diana, I just answered your question. Yes, they'll get paid on them once they upgrade to brand partner. Okay, Michelle, what about a person who's had customers and a downline, got reclassified as a customer? Yep, so there's people here, but this person, because they were not doing builder behavior, got reclassified as a customer. They do not lose who's under them unless they go inactive, like truly 12 months inactive. But if they buy a Business Essentials kit and upgrade to brand partner, they will be good to go. Okay. Will people who are already brand partners stay brand partners? Yes. Jamie, you will. Will you be able to purchase a BEK, that's the Business Essentials kit, at any time soon? You're not going to want to have them on hand. I think what your question was, like, would you have it on hand to give to someone? You're not going to want to have it on hand. It's not like a flip kit where you're going to want to like flip out a Business Essentials kit. I mean, if you had the resources and you wanted to show them to someone, you could, but it's not like then they would order their Business Essentials kit and send it to you. I think that would be way confusing and maybe a little bit convoluted for somebody new to be like, am I supposed to flip this for people? Like, just grab the Business Essentials kit, let them grab it, get it in the mail. Just, I would let that be all that there is to that. As far as whether or not we will be able to purchase one, the intent is yes, that we would be able to in the future. But I think right now they're just monitoring stock on those to make sure they have enough. Because obviously we want our new customers who want to be a brand partner to get them, not you and me, right? We're good generally. So we probably don't need that. Is it worth using the link builder if you want to have a different enroller and sponsor link? Leslie, I will tell you that. So link builder in the virtual office will take people to the regular enrollment page that requires a kit right now. Now they can click from that just to go shop. But my anticipation is going to be that a lot of that is going to change moving forward. I think probably a very, very, very small percentage of people used link builder to do like the sponsor enroller to make that different, to go ahead and like pre-stack somebody. And so because of that, my guess would be that that may not be around for a long time. That's not gospel truth. I don't know for sure, but I'm just anticipating it probably was not a massively huge used resource. So I'm going to say, I don't know. But I also am not married to it being here forever, right? Mary Slight said, to stay active, do they need to make one 100 PV purchase a year? Is it up from 50 PV? So here's the interesting thing, guys. To stay active, they just have to purchase at some point some amount. Okay, but let's process through this. Okay, this is where we're going to put on our, like, we're real smart thinking caps here. If let's just talk about it like somebody. So today's July something. Okay, so somebody orders today. And they're like, hey, this is super fun. I can buy whatever I want. They buy 100 PV. Okay. Their discount is going to be unlocked until next July, because that would be the 12 months. I'm guessing that means they'd actually get it July through June, and then they'd have to like earn it again in July. Here's the caveat to that. Let's say November rolls around, it's Black Friday. That's going to be super fun, I hope, this year. So Black Friday rolls around, they see stuff they want to order, they order again, they spend 100 PV. That just moved their time frame out another year. Okay, so it's a rolling discount. So now that it's November and they've ordered again, boom, they're good to go. Well, let's say a whole year goes by, they never spend 100 PV, but if they haven't spent anything in the course of that year, their account will go inactive. They're actually using new terminology now. They're just saying their account has been locked and then it can be unlocked. And which is really all it is, right? It just sort of hides itself from us because we don't need to see it. And then when they unlock it, hopefully they stay with us and come back to us. But here's the deal. So if November, your friend orders on Black Friday, 100 PV, they've extended their discount a year. But then let's say, in January, they order like a thieves cleaner. And then in March, they order a sulfurzyme. And then in July, they order whatever, a lemon oil. The cool thing there is because they've ordered a little bit, they're still active. So July, was the last time they actively ordered that year. So when November comes, November's not going to kick them out because they've ordered. They're a retail paying customer, but they're still an active customer. Does that track? So they're not going to go anywhere. They're going to stay in place. Their discount did not maybe continue with them past November because they didn't again order a 100 PV order at any one time to keep that discount past that year mark, but they will still get their account will still be there and they can re-unlock that discount at any moment with 100 PV or subscribe to save. I hope that helps. I'm trying to keep up with the questions here. Okay, it rolled up. Let's see. How do you change the subscription order to add products? You just shop. Go to anywhere on youngliving.com, search for whatever you want to add. You're going to be able to add it to your cart or add it to your subscription. That's how you add things to subscription. Once you're in your subscription section on the website, you can skip and move things to the next month. You can delete them for out of all your orders or just out of that current one. You have a lot of flexibility in there. So I would recommend if you don't already have a bunch of things in there, add them all in, go play with it and just kind of get it all situated around. And then you'll kind of understand the new system is definitely, I've told my team, like, just go break it, like, just go play with it and try all the things and then come and ask me questions. Cause I promise if you really just get in there and start clicking around, the more people are clicking, the more they're like, oh, I got this. Okay, this is fine. I keep telling people the second time you access the site, the first time you might be confused. The second time you access the site, you're going to be good to go. You're going to totally understand what to do. It's a lot more intuitive than you might think it is. Nicole just asked, can you change sponsor within 5 days of enrollment? Yes, you may call or do live chat within 5 days of a customer signing up with you or a brand partner signing up with you. I'll clarify that in a second. You have a 30-day window to email resolutions to get that changed. Same as always. It's just the same. When somebody becomes a customer, that's when that time frame begins. When they upgrade to brand partner, doesn't matter. They were locked in when they were a customer. So where they are as a customer is where they're going to be. So if you want to structure them, you can totally do that at any time. You can actually structure customers under customers. Remember, we talked about they can't technically have a downline, but you can absolutely be building under there. Let me answer this one question that you haven't thought of yet that I will answer for you. And that is, can a customer count as the top of a leg? Is this helpful for y'all? I feel like I'm just vomiting information and I did not order my notes. I have no notes. I'm just trying to remember all the things you might ask. Okay, so let's say I am a newer builder and I have been enrolling some customers. I'm, doing a little structuring, putting people in the places that make sense. And I've built a couple of legs. And, we'll talk about CV in a second too. Y'all probably have questions about that. And I have a couple of legs going on. Actually, let's talk about CV first, because this is where it's going to matter. When I'm growing my business from the starting point of just beginning as a brand partner, all the way up through the rank of executive, there's a small shift to what is required for you to earn your check. And this is a beautiful shift. And I love this because it helps our brand new builders start to make money. And they're not spending more than they're saving or than they're earning to make money. And I think this is a really beautiful thing. This is also an FTC requirement or strong recommendation for us. And so basically what it means is that from associate, which is the new rank that we call anyone who's not yet a star. So someone who's building a business, but not yet a star, all the way up through the rank of executive. In order to get paid, you've always needed 100 PV, personal volume, your personal purchase throughout the month. That will still qualify you to get paid, but they've added on this CV requirement, and CV means that you must have 100 CV, customer volume. That is you, personal volume, plus frontline customer volume, level 1 customer volume. it doesn't matter if you enrolled them or someone else placed them under you. It doesn't matter who the enroller of the customer was, but frontline customer volume. That means it can't be this person doesn't place an order, but they have a customer under them, does not compress for that. It is frontline customer volume. So if I am trying to hit, and then also for someone to be the head of your legs, they must be a rank eligible brand partner, meaning they also have to have 100 CV. So what this looks like is, honestly, I'm going to tell most of my team, and I would tell every one of you, the only person whose order you can ever trust is your own. So you put in your 100 PV and you're good to go. Somebody else might return some of their product. And then if they've done that, your check is gone because you no longer have the CV that you were counting on that person having on your front line. So I'm going to throw that out there. I can trust my volume. I know that I can trust my volume to make my check show up, my personal volume. So if I am working towards executive and I have built 2 leg structures, I have built 2, teams on my front line, but let's say I'm a newer builder or I'm working with people who don't quite have the vision yet for what they could be doing with Young Living. And so I've enrolled all customers. Maybe they've shared with a few people too, but they're still customers. If the 2 people at the top of your legs are customers, they are not rank qualified or a paycheck qualified brand partners. And so they will not hold that leg together the way that we've always thought of that in the past. In the past, it's just been that the person at the top needs to order 100 PV and you're good to go. Well, in the past, everyone was a distributor. So they were a a paycheck qualified distributor by putting in 100 PV. And so you were good to go. So what you need to know, and this is way less important for a lot of us who've been building for a while, way more important for you to pay attention as you have stars and senior stars who are, getting their legs in place, trying to figure out who to structure under, or maybe even trying to qualify for silver bound bonuses. Those still require you to have the leg placement, which means you have to have paycheck eligible brand partners at the top of those legs. So just keep an eye on that. And I'm happy to answer any questions. I see 25 new messages now right here. But I want to make sure that people understand that, because I think that's possibly one of the places. Again, not for those of us who've been around for a while. Most people have been around for a while, are used to ordering each month. That's not a big deal, but we're going to see that as people begin to build and they don't realize that people under them are going to have to flip brand partner in order to cinch those legs up. That does compress. I won't go deep into compression because that can be a tricky topic I love to train on, but I'm not going to go too deep with y'all tonight. Basically, if you're a frontline person, is a customer, or even as a brand partner who's not eligible to get a paycheck because they don't have CV, but the next person under them who groups some volume together is maybe rank eligible, that will count as a leg for you. That will compress up to be a leg and sort of bypass the person above them. I can explain this a whole lot better if I have my paper and my markers and my charts. But I do plan on doing a video on this soon just to help people understand that. Okay, I'm going to pop off that topic. I feel like I've talked for a long time. Tracy, do you want to talk a little bit? You're going to talk about subscription. Do you want to talk about subscription while I kind of go through the comments and see what else might need to be addressed?
Hey there. Yeah, actually, I don't know if I was talking about subscription, but I'm happy to do it.
Somebody was. I apologize. I did not catch. Was it Michelle? Michelle unmuted. Maybe it was her.
I believe it is.
Yeah, it's me. So in one of our 5 things in our summer fun run that we were doing was using our products. So this one sometimes doesn't feel like a business building kind of a thing, right? But I promise you it really is, just to be using your oils. And if it's even more important right now, and a lot of this Erin has already alluded to, but because you're a customer as well, and your customers need you to guide them, especially with this new system. So you probably have already been on the new website, but one thing, if you haven't, or even with going forward, as you're looking at it, like kind of take note of your own experience, your own questions that you have, because I guarantee you those are going to be the same ones that your customers are going to have. Okay. And you are their guide. You're one step ahead of them and you're guiding them like, hey, did you notice this? So, but let me talk to you really practically about the subscription part of this, which I love. Okay. I mean, even somebody commented in here about how we shop. Okay, that's the first thing that every customer, including yourself, needs to know. There's 2 ways to shop. Actually, there's just one way to shop. You click shop or you do the search and you start by the product. And then you can either add it to a one-time order or you can add it to your subscription. So that's the first thing that anybody really kind of needs to know is how to shop. So I'm glad that question came up. The next thing is your subscription. I just really want to talk to you about some of the absolute advantage of this subscription system over the way we used to do it with Essential Rewards. With Essential Rewards, do you guys remember when you would, you know how you get like Detoxzyme or some Savvy eyeshadow, but you only needed it once every 3 months or every 6 months or something like that. So when you didn't need it, what did you do? You took it off your ER order and then you completely forgot about it until when? Until you ran out, right? And then you're like scrambling for it. Okay, this is totally different. Now you can keep track of it one of 2 ways. On your subscription order, you can put it on a 3-month cycle, okay? So it's kind of grayed out during the month that it's not set to actually process in your order. So you never actually forget about it. So go ahead and add those things to your order and then play around with the setting them for different months, 1, 2, or 3 months. And then you can also skip them, especially if you do it every month, you can then skip a month and it'll pop up into your next month's order. The other way to really keep track now is under favorites. And I think they're really going to enhance this in the future. I don't quite know, but for right now, just put them in your favorites and then it'll always be there for you to check and see if that's something that you want to check and see if this month is a month you need to pop that onto your subscription order. So those are just 2 really practical things that you need to know. Let me see if there's any questions. Okay, can anybody think of any other questions? I don't see anything. I hope that's helpful. Okay, I think that's it for subscription. Erin, any other? Well, Erin's cooking eggs now.
Listen, I'm just multitasking with my hard-boiled eggs right now. I just, you let them sit for too long and you have a problem. So that's all I'm doing right now. Okay. I did see a few questions that I wanted to answer really quick. And so Jerry asked, do we get paid commissions on customers who do not order monthly? And the answer is yes. Just like you've always gotten paid on people who order sporadically, you will always get paid on people who choose to just order sporadically. So that's not going to change in any way from what's happened before. Now, remember, everyone who comes in as a customer, you're going to get fast start on them, 25% of their full PV for their first 3 months. Okay. Just those 3 months. And then after that, you just go on unilevel, just like we always have. That's the 8%, 5%, 4 that we've always gotten on people. So all of that is going to be totally the same as before. Angelita asked, when I share the link from ShareYL, it doesn't take them to the shopping platform. It says to sign up or sign in. So it makes it seem like you still have to sign up. So that we do feel like, and when I say we, I mean all of us diamonds feel like that's quirky. If somebody clicks your link, we want them just to be able to shop. And so here's what we will tell you. Number one, right now, my recommendation is to send people that link and just say, hey, listen, just put in your information real quick, and then you'll be good to go to shop and grab, or just look around if that's what you want to do right now. The problem is if they hop in there through your link and then hop out and just start shopping before they finish that sign up, it can drop your referral link. And they're working on that right now, getting some of that embedded in the cache and all of that. When they shop on your site, but right now there is a little weird thing there. We do wish that it would just take them to shop. So you can recommend that they do that either way, but right now it is going to take them to this like strange sign up page first. Carol asked about inactive members. I actually worked with an inactive member today and we were together. So I was like, here, log in. And then do you mind if I like look at what happens? Because I want to know what this looks like. It was the most beautiful process for her to reactivate. So here's my recommendation for reactivations. Send them your referral link, because here's the deal. They're expecting to log in anyway. They're going to sign in. So send them your referral link. They're going to click that. They can go to sign in right before they begin to shop. And then boom, they're locked and loaded right under you. I did not do that with my friend. I didn't have my referral link on, like I had already logged out so she could log in before I grabbed it. And so she just went to youngliving.com. And I do want you to know, she went all the way through. She just shopped. She actually grabbed a starter kit. So she just shopped for that, threw it in her cart. We got through the process to check out, and there was a spot for her to put a referral ID in. I do not actually know. And she was my enrollment initially. I don't know if she had not put my number in, what would have happened. I will tell you, I have already spoken with another inactive, like a personal inactive member today, and just said like, hey, let's get you some oils again. Do you mind if I help you with that? Because I'm actually going to dummy that tomorrow with her and not put my number in and see what happens. I just want to see, I'm just being real raw with y'all right now. I'm just not 100% sure if those people are all going to like default back under somebody like they used to, like currently old system, they would, you would stay that enroller, but they would pop back up wherever the next active person in the downline was. I just don't know. I don't know if any of the rest of y'all have done any reactivations and let them just float in the system to know what happened with that. But I have not seen the specifics on that. Kathy asked, are the people that order 50 PV but have 100 CV counting as their level ones qualifying legs? Yes, that was the question that I was explaining before. As long as they are ranked executive or lower, if your frontline leg qualifiers don't do 100 PV, but they do have the customer volume amongst their their own frontline customers to have 100 CV, they will hold your leg together. They will count as a leg qualifier, if that makes sense. Okay, I think I got through a lot of those questions. Nancy asked, do they keep loyalty rewards if they order every 3 months? This is a great question, Nancy. Loyalty rewards are part of that subscription system. If they have loyalty, if they have an order, no order, no order, an order, they will never go above 10% because they're not loyal. They're loyal. I'm not being ugly. But loyalty requires the consistency of those orders. So they have to have month after month orders in order for that percentage to ever go up. But the cool thing is, anytime one of our people puts through a subscription order over 50 PV, they will always get at least 10% back. Even if there's a gap between there. So I think that's actually a really cool feature, just to tell people like, hey, when you order, throw it on subscription and grab some free points from Young Living. I would like for them to keep subscribing, but they can do that either way. All right, I'm gonna peace out. Well, I'm not gonna leave, but I'm gonna mute, and I don't know who's next, but I'm here to keep answering questions, but I know a lot of the other diamonds probably know most of the answers too. So I don't know who's next. Who's next? Who wants to go next? Tracy, Danette, what do you have to share, ladies?
Hey, I wonder if some of the members that have questions, if you just want to unmute yourself and ask, and that way we can have it on the recording when we share the replay.
I'll pop in real quick. I had one of my members call me on like the first day, on like the first day of the platform, working with one of her members. And they put all that she wanted, like she made her wish list on her subscribe to save. Then when she went to check out, it was going to charge her $600 for everything. So it charges you for the first month, not for, like, she would have to skip it, right? Basically, that's how that works.
So whatever she had loaded into her subscription is what she's checking out with that month. So if she loaded everything that she wanted in there, even though she wanted it to maybe start the following month, she would need to skip those items that she wanted to have start in the second month. Does that make sense? Is that the answer to your question?
Yes.
Okay, and I think there is a wish list. Is there a wish list yet, or is that coming? Do y'all remember? I have not paid attention to that particular feature. If there's
It's
not
a-
one, it's
It's
coming.
favorites. It's favorites.
There's
so
a
far.
favorites. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And I think if you add things to your favorites, you can just move them over to your order fairly easily from there. Jerry just said, to clarify, after the 3 months for new members, brand partners earn unilateral commission on every purchase in their downline, so they do not have to be on loyalty rewards. Not entirely sure I understand that question, Jerry, but I'll clarify what I think you're asking. So if I enroll a customer, their first 3 months, I get fast start on them. After month 4, I earn unilevel. It's not unilateral. It's called unilevel commissions on them based on where I've put them in my downline structure. If they're in my first 5 levels, I get a percentage off of their purchase, regardless of whether they're on doing a random shop order, they're on a monthly order or anything like that. There's not any requirement on them for me to get paid on them. They just have to have volume for me to get paid on them. I don't have to be on loyalty either to get paid on my downline. I just have to qualify as a brand partner, as a paycheck eligible brand partner. So for me, as the rank above silver, I would need to have 100 PV in every month in order to qualify. I think that might answer your question, Jerry.
Hi, this is Tess. I have a question, Erin, and thank you for tonight. I just wanted to clarify, when is someone considered inactive? Is it after 13 months? Then you reactivate? Or, I mean, I had been confused about this one, really.
That's a great question. And it's kind of a fluid thing. It's been confusing for us to keep track of because it's been 50 PV that has been that trigger for the system to say, oh, they haven't done 50 PV in a year, so they're going to go inactive. And as I was explaining a few minutes ago, if you heard it, that trigger has changed and it's just any order. Now, after a year of them not either, they don't have anything currently active on subscription, or a year between 100 PV purchases, they'll lose their discount rate, but that doesn't mean that they've gone fully inactive if they've done any ordering in the meantime. So even just a lip balm every now and then is enough to hold an account active. It's clearly not a fantastically qualified customer, but it's enough to hold their account in alive in place. As far as what day or of the month or whatever that they roll off, last night we saw inactives roll off painfully. That happened last night. And generally it does happen middle of the next month. So for people who their 12th month of not ordering was June, last month, that, once commissions closed and everything got locked in and it was shaken out, mid-July, those people fell off. So if this is somebody's 12th month right now in July, everything will shake out in August, and mid-August, those people would be dropped at that point.
Thank you. So does it mean that if someone reactivates on the 13th month, does it mean that I think that's the time that they can change your sponsor and enroller? Will that also kickstart again the 25% startup bonus?
That's a really great question. Okay, let's answer that in 2 questions. Number 1, in the 13th month, can they change sponsor enroller? Once they've been dropped within the system, yes. So if they came back in, for example, all the people that fell off last night, if they had tried to come in on July 1st and place an order or change, they're not technically, even though they're inactive at that point, they're not technically inactive because they hadn't rolled off the books at that point. So that was your first question. So they need to have fallen out before they can make any changes.
Okay.
The second question was fast start. I'll get clarification on that, or I'll try. As it has been for as long as I can remember, a member had to have been fully inactive for 2 years before the new or the same enroller could get fast start on them again. And here's like, okay, why is that? Okay, let's process that out. This is how I look at it. Because otherwise I could have somebody that I'm like, well, she's about to go inactive. I'm not going to encourage her quite yet to place an order. I'm going to let her go inactive, because if I just wait 2 more weeks, I get 25% of her orders back. No, that's not cool. That's not good business on my perspective. It's not good business for Young Living. So they're like, no. These people have to have like died out in the system before you can get paid to help them again, like, or get extra paid to help them again. So it's been 2 years out. When they come back in, you can get fast start. I'm going to assume that's going to continue that way, but I don't have confirmation on that yet.
That makes sense. Thanks, Erin.
You're welcome. Somebody's Mayor or Mir, I'm going to say, I said that wrong. Just roll with it and forgive me for that. She asked, when a new customer purchases a PSK, we only get $25 now, the 25%. The fast start bonus. We no longer get the bonus. That is correct. Starting August 1st, beginning August 1st, there will be no more starter kit bonus. So where for years we've talked about bringing someone in with a starter kit and that you would get $50 for that, that is not going to be the case after the end of this month. You will still make fast start, which is 25% on that purchase. But you will not get the extra $25 kit bonus on top of that. So I don't have all the numbers right in front of me to do the math, but basically the breakdown, the way that I'm looking at it is, I still think the premium starter kit is the best deal out there. It just is. If it's the right door for someone to come in, I'm not going to be frustrated about losing that bonus if it's the right door for them. But for a lot of people, it may not be the perfect door for them, and we may want to bring them in through a different product route. And if that's the case, if I am able to sell them $165 worth of product, I sure would love for that full $165 to show up in my OGV, because I've worked hard for it. Right now, I only get 100 of it from that starter kit because that's the PV value. So moving forward, I'll get 25% of whatever I can bring them in on, and I get to see all of that volume in my downline. And I think that's a win-win. So we're going to customize these orders for people, or they'll customize them themselves. And I think that's going to be really awesome. I think people are really going to be more loyal to us and to the company when they've come in how they really wanted to come in.
Hey, Erin, I have a question.
Mhm.
So the people right now, everybody's reclassified. So if someone, so we had a plan of doing like 4 classes in one day next weekend with this other member of mine, and our plan
Get
was
after it. I love it.
that's right. So, and our plan was to have them, okay, we're going to do the first class and be like, okay, you can bring your friends, and you know, you buy your kids, bring your
Mhm.
friends, if they sign up, you get $50, right? So, but obviously now that everyone is reclassified, so I'm assuming they have to purchase the business kit or a
Yes.
business tool before they get paid.
They would need to do that just by the end of the month. So remember, we work in calendar months. So if they sell 10 kits next Tuesday, they don't have to upgrade their account by Tuesday. They just need to upgrade their account by July 31st in order to be eligible for that, which I do think is kind of a beautiful thing. For one, we just have to get like mentally over the fact that before people didn't have to do something fancy to make money. Like, we gotta get over that. Like, let's just focus on what it is. And I'm not saying that you're not. I'm just saying for anyone who's like, this is weird, like, just, it is what it is. Sorry. So here's the cool thing though. A, they don't have to grab that business kit unless they enroll someone or unless they want to get paid. They don't have to do it. It's an option. It's totally an option. The other thing is they only have to do it one time ever. They're going to get way more than $30 for it because they're going to get the website for 3 months. That alone is $30. They're going to get the RISE booklet. There's a couple of other booklets that come with it and a lot of other information. It's a really, really great value. But they, again, unless they're enrolling people on the 31st of the month, they don't have to do that brand partner kit that same day. They have until the end of the current calendar month to just get their account to brand partner. That is another thing too, just to be aware of. If you are watching people on your front line, you know, or maybe not you, but if you're watching for your downline, like, oh, this person qualifies for a check because this person on their front line placed an order. That person on their front line upgrades to brand partner the last day of the month. That CV could be gone for that person because brand partner volume does not count as customer volume for them. So I can maybe try to explain that in another video, just a little bit more of a clarification, but that frontline customer volume people are using for their CV, if that customer flips to brand partner, that is no longer customer volume. So that can be a problem for people. But Angelita, they've got until the end of the month. So get going. That is really awesome. And I hope y'all have a ton of enrollments from back-to-back classes. You're welcome. Anybody else? Okay. I think that's it from me. Any of the rest of y'all want to hop in and give some awesome July advice for people? Okay. It is quiet on the home front. All right, guys, I hope this was a helpful class for y'all. I realize I just mostly talked the whole time and that was not my intention, but I hope you learned a lot. Maybe you took notes, maybe you've drawn out diagrams and all sorts of other things. That's for sure how I do this thing. But I'm so grateful to be able to be here and answer at least the first round of questions for you guys. And if you need me to do it again, just ask your diamond. They probably have all the answers. Sometimes they bring other people in because y'all listen to other people better than you listen to them. I know that trick because I utilize it for my team sometimes too, but we are all happy to work together and help you guys just get out of the gate with this and do a great job with it. So y'all have a great summer. You're midway through your summer fun run. Keep running it out and have an awesome summer, guys. Bye, y'all. Good night.
Where'd you come from?